Labels. Hello everybody, Tom here. I hope you're well today. I wanted to talk about labels and how labelling somebody is a form of judgment, a bad form of judgment. It can be a very ill-informed form of judgment. People will make sweeping generalizations about a person or a particular group of people, and this can be seen as quite prejudiced and judgmental. And I think we do live in a world where everybody has to be put into a box, or so that society teaches us to pigeonhole people unfairly and give them that, oh, well, that's that sort of person. You'll see many labels in life. And I'm going to give you a few examples here, but I could be here all day with the amount of labels we've got. And these labels are all really unfair judgments of people. I would be a great advocate, and I would 100% say you should treat everybody as an individual, regardless of who they are, what the background is. You cannot live your life believing something about a certain group or certain person to be true. I'm a great believer if someone's giving you evidence to prove that they are a certain way, then yes, you can maybe make a judgment formed from that evidence. Otherwise, you can't make any judgment, and you're wrong to make any judgment. So I'm going to give you some common labels then. So here's a common label, and one that I've had to suffer with over the years. So that single people must have something wrong with them. Really? So somebody who's not in a relationship of any sort has got a problem. There's something wrong with them. How? How do you know? How can you surmise that? You're basically saying that everybody that is not attached to anybody in any way, like in terms of a romantic relationship, has got an issue. I don't see that. I see a lot of single people leading happy and fulfilled lives. They're happy on their own, they're happy in their own company. They have friendships, they have people around them, support networks. They just simply haven't found that person that ticks all the boxes, perhaps, of what they're looking for in a partner, so therefore they don't have them. It could be that they've recently come out of a relationship and it didn't end well, and they don't want to be with anybody. It could be that they're a bit fed up and disillusioned by the dating game, but that doesn't necessarily mean that there's anything wrong with them. They just simply feel that it is a big waste of time and energy for them to be involved with the lottery that is getting, into sort of like the modern day dating, So that is an unfair thing to say about somebody that is not attached to anybody in any way, that there's something wrong. There is never. Sometimes there are cases where somebody does have something that negates them from being in a relationship, but that doesn't mean there's necessarily anything wrong with them. They just choose not to be with someone. So that's unfair judgment in itself. Second one, a very common one that you've probably all heard, which is absolutely got no truth in it whatsoever, is that blonde women are all dumb. They're bimbos. Absolutely a load of rubbish. One of the smartest people in my school, back all them years ago in high school, was a girl called Eve Randall. And I know she's not going to be watching, so I'm name dropping her here, it doesn't matter. And she was blonde, and she was ridiculously smart. Her exam results were up there with the best in my year. So the whole idea about her being a dumb blonde just doesn't fly as far as I'm concerned. And I've encountered other women who have blonde hair, and there's some of the most quick-witted and sharpest and smartest and streetwise people I've ever met in my life. So there is absolutely no truth in that at all. So those are two labels that are common. People will say, and they will see it as truth. They will think there's truth in there. There is no truth. The only truth is the truth you can get of somebody based on their actions with you and what they say to you. Okay? Only then can you make judgment. And the judgment that's made is your personal opinion. It's not anyone else's. Remember, people will make judgments about us that are not true. then have got no foundation whatsoever. And we've got to be brave enough and able enough to accept what they say and not get upset by it, you know? And I would say if you're the person almost labelling that person or those group of people, I would say take a step back and think about what you're doing before you are judge, jury, and executioner on someone. Labels are unfair. They can be very unfair judgment. I think the more we learn to accept people as individuals, the more labels will not apply anymore. And I think, particularly with regards to our mental health, one last one, which some of you may have had, is that somebody who has got depression or anxiety is a nutcase or a mad person. How's that fair? You know, it comes back to what I said a few weeks ago about how you're not your illness. You're not. You're not your affliction, your illness. It's a part of you, but it ain't you. Okay. So I think we need to be more mindful when we're labelling people, and we shouldn't label people. We should give everybody the benefit of the doubt, allow them to be individuals, and if they prove to be what we may preconceive, then that's it. You can take that evidence and go, okay, well, that's what I think they are. But at the end of the day, they are just them, and we are just it ourselves. So I think labels need to be less the focus now, 100%. Hello, and take it from me. Labels, just, yeah, it's a wake-up call for us all. This is my third and final video of the week. I want to say thank you all ever so much for listening. I really appreciate your time and energy spent here on my channel. Thank you kindly. Third and final video, as I said, have you experienced this where people label you unfairly, or someone you know, or a particular group of people? Please put down in the comment section below. I'd like to hear your examples. I'm sure I have already come across some of these. If you would please consider giving me please consider hitting that subscribe button down below, or if you would as well, if you like what you've heard, please consider giving me a thumbs up and a like, and let's hear that bell sign go ding dong so you know my next content's out. Back in a couple of days with another video, but as always, thank you all ever so much for listening. Please take care, and bye for now.